All right, welcome to Two Americans Watching Footy. This is our Derby Day preview special.
Derby Day.
Yeah, we are here in the United States, so we do pronounce it Derby and not Derby with an A. We pronounce it Derby with an E. So we're going to try to be brief. We'll go over some, very briefly, the events of the weekend so far and our experience as Americans, having either watched or not watched the events of this weekend. And then we'll get into our preview of the game. We just got the lineups brought up. And just got the lineups in, and then we'll get into our predictions for the game moving forward. And we'll be live streaming today about 5 minutes to kickoff. That'd be about 10 after 11 here in the United States, whatever that works out to in England and the rest of the world.
4:10.
Yeah, we're 11:15 Eastern kickoff for us. So briefly, just this past weekend, did you watch any of the matches?
I watched the Manchester United match because that was the only one that was on the time frame that I was willing to watch.
Yeah. Well,
and the other one that was on was West Ham, and I think it was Cardiff. I didn't care.
Yeah.
So I turned it off at that point. That was the only one on.
So we did get to see highlights of the North London derby between Tottenham and Arsenal.
Yeah.
That looked like a total
God.
disaster of a game.
I'm so happy I didn't get up at 7:30 to watch that.
Yeah, well, we would have liked to have watched it, but yeah, we're not getting up at 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday to watch.
On a day off.
Yeah, on our day off, yeah. So, really interesting game. I think it actually made the case for VAR if there ever was a case for one.
The thing is, as the rules are written, and in the theory, yes, that would be the absolute perfect case for it. But
we still agree that like in practice, it's never going to work out the way you want it. I don't honestly think that game would have been the problems within that game would have been mitigated by having VAR. I think they would have just been exacerbated.
Exactly. That's exactly the word I was going to use too.
Yeah, yeah.
They would have just been compounded, and it would have been so much worse.
Yeah. So City got its obligatory win for the weekend.
Yeah,
United
1-0.
won. And I think what was
United came back. That was actually really.
I was going to say a very fairly impressive comeback.
And again, with that comeback, there was no referee problems. There was no yellow card or red card problems.
No,
it was just fair match. They just
an impressive
better.
performance that scares you as a fan of Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not likely that United's ever going to catch them.
Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, a potentially relegation team here.
Yeah,
and it's
I think
not likely
end up like 16th.
And it's not likely to be honest, it's not likely that United is going to catch even so much as Liverpool at this point. They may catch Spurs by the end of the year because Spurs has not looked all that impressive of late. But they're probably not going to catch Liverpool, to be honest. But anyways, we do have the lineups in for 2 days. So that was our experience of the weekend. We don't really care about any of the other matches, do we? No. And we didn't get to see any of their matches anyways. Because
right now is Chelsea versus Fulham, and we don't care.
Right. Chelsea will win that match. Fulham loves conceding goals.
And they're probably going to let in 5.
Yeah. They love conceding goals. They love losing. So a big who gives a crap game. Mm-hmm. But anyways, now we do have the lineup card for today. So if you want to just bring that up for everybody. Yep. So it looks like we're going to have a 4-3-3 from Liverpool to start. Fairly conventional back four.
This is the exact same lineup that they produced on Wednesday against. Why am I spacing on who they played?
Oh yeah, when that 5-0 win against
Watford.
Watford, yes.
So this is exactly the same lineup.
Yep. So Origi is going to get the start actually in
over Firmino.
Over Firmino. Firmino still being injured. It looks like.
Looks like it. I don't know exactly what the details of the injury are. I did not look that up.
Yep. So the back four is the back four that we have seen for a few games now. Henderson is going to get the start. I'm going to presume, if you can scroll down there, I'm going to presume that Milner's coming off the bench. We got James Milner off the bench. Firmino is on the bench with Sturridge. That seems like a very forward-minded bench there, to be honest. Outside of Milner, it's a very forward bench.
I don't think Milner's going to come on unless there's an injury to a back line. And
we don't really know the Everton lineup all that well, but why don't you scroll up and let's take a look at that.
They're playing a 4-2-3-1, which means they're going to try to attack up the middle.
Right. So that seems like a very forward-minded design lineup there. I think
there is a big name missing there that I see from Everton.
I think it's going to make for a very.
He's on the lineup.
We'll get the substitutions here.
Yeah, so he's on the
Richarlison is
on the bench.
Is on the bench. We don't really like Richarlison, to be honest.
Yeah, and then their typical substitutions would be like Andre Gomez, Cenk Tosun, even Phil Jagielko could probably come on later in the game if they're losing because he is a forward-minded defensive player.
Yeah, so honestly, this lineup doesn't really scare me all that much. What scares me is Goodison Park. So I think that the way that this is set up is to be for a high-scoring match. And in Goodison Park, this is a match Liverpool could lose. I don't see it happening.
I
so
see
now,
a draw.
now, yeah,
I don't see a loss
I agree.
at all.
I do see some goals here. Even though Liverpool, except for the last game, really hasn't been scoring all that much as of late, despite the fact that they are built to score.
Right.
So we'll move on to the last section here, our predictions for the match today. I honestly think 2-2.
I was going to say 1-1 with some really good saves by Pickford. And something else I'd like to point out, the highest scoring player in the Merseyside derby is on the bench right now, Daniel Sturridge. He's got 4 goals against Everton. He needs to come on.
Yeah, I agree.
He needs to come on. I think he needs to be the first substitute for Divock Origi.
Yep.
Origi has played great. I like the way he's played, but he is not fit to play for 90 minutes every single game.
Yeah, I agree, and I do see, because Mo Salah he was beautiful in the last game, but over the last 5 games, he has had a handful of games where I wouldn't call them duds, but sub-Salah performances, where if you would like to switch a left foot for a left foot, I could see Daniel Sturridge coming in. I would say, yeah, first man off the bench is probably Daniel Sturridge, and then the next man off the bench is going to be your obligatory James Milner sub for whoever.
Yeah, or Xherdan Shaqiri if they're looking for a goal.
Right.
I don't... Somebody like Fabinho or Henderson.
Yeah, I don't think this is a lineup where you could easily switch to the 4-2-3-1 mid-game.
No.
I wouldn't bother with that. Stick with the 4-3-3.
That's
and
what they know. That's what's been working.
Yeah, a win is a win today. Unfortunately, a draw will move them into second place behind City now that City has won their match.
Second place because City is not going to.
City is going to win out. So that's our predictions for today. That's our discussion. That's our preview. Thanks for sticking with us. Don't forget to check in for our live stream that's going to air at 10 after 11, and we'll cover the whole match. So we'll see you then.